Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about a friend of mine. He's kind of crazy guy. Well, Varsha says most of my friends are crazy anyway. So, I don't know. But this guy takes the cake, I believe. Well, this is a story from 1974, San Francisco. Used to work for a restaurant, a small European restaurant. And believe it or not, I was an Indian working in the pantry, and there was this Latino, Chicano guy, Mexican guy as the cook. And it was a Hungarian restaurant. But excellent food because the owner, Mr. Berta, had developed very good recipes, and we were all supposed to follow it to the letter. Very nice place, cozy, very well received by the critics as well as repeat customers. Everything was fine. Now, often this friend of mine, let me call him Raul. Raul used to give me a ride home. Usually he would leave early because he was finished after the last customer was done. He was done, like he was the chef. I was in charge of finishing up with dessert, cleaning up the pantry area, and putting the dishes, in the wash and like cleaning up. So I would end up doing everything, and I would be about half an hour behind him. But there were times when he would wait for me. He said, especially if it were raining or if it were too cold. He said he had a huge Continental. It's Lincoln Continental is a big tank-like car. It's an older model. This was 74, but the model I believe was at least 7 or 8 years old, or maybe 10 years old. Ran well, but big and bad at gas. Very, very huge gas guzzler. Anyway, sometimes I would ask him to come on over at my apartment so we could, sit down for a while and have a little snack, and he would have a beer and stuff like that. But mostly he would drop me, on the block and go home. He was married. No, he wasn't. He was married, but then he was divorced. He said, I'm happy. I got a lot of girlfriends. I'm having a good time in my life. I don't need another wife. He was short. He was hardly 5'1" or 2. And a good-looking guy, very nice. And he spoke English well. He was a Chicano. He was born in America. And very good sense of humor. Good company, a lot of fun. And he was a good person to work with in the kitchen too. Anyways, my story is, he once gave me a ride. It was late in the night, like midnight, little after midnight, because we have had a long night at the restaurant. It was a Friday night. So we were driving on Venice Avenue in San Francisco, and he suddenly got into a gas station, a petrol pump, which was closed. I said, Raul, what are you doing? He said, wait. So he kind of maneuvered his big Continental in a certain way, got off, and I was wondering about it. So I got off too. I said, what are you doing? He said, shh, listen. So he opened his trunk, that is his boot, and took out some kind of a gadget. And then he walked right next to the car, which was parked in such a way that it was right almost on the top of a petrol tank underground. And he opened the lid, I don't know how he did it, and he put that pipe in, and he had a little pump, and he took the other end and put it in the car's petrol tank. I said, Raul, what are you doing? He said, shh, I'm stealing. I said, yeah, God, you're stealing. You're, this is bad. This is a crime. He said, don't I know it? I said, Jesus Christ, I am getting out of here. I said, if they caught us, I'll straight away be deported and go back to India. I'm not a Chicano. So he said, shut up, sit down, get in the car. If you're that scared, just duck yourself. I said, that wouldn't help me. He said, come on, I just need a little more. I didn't know what, I was so confused and shocked. I had no idea what I was going to do. There was an impulse I had that I should just walk away and just start keep on walking away from the petrol pump. But I said, what the hell? So I sat in the car, and it took him hardly 3 or 4 minutes. He just got enough petrol to take him home, I believe. And then he got into the car, put everything away, and I said, Raul, you were stealing. Why the hell are you stealing? He said, look, Jimmy, they used to call me Jimmy or Jaime. He said, yeah, Jaime, look, I am a poor Chicano. I'm a small guy. Everything about me is small. Small money, small house, small me. So I have to have a big car, to compensate. And I can't afford petrol, gas all the time. So I have to steal once in a while. Hey, what's wrong with that? They make a lot of money. I said, but hey, that's a crime. He said, yeah, well, that's not, to me, it's not a crime. Crime is killing someone, hurting someone. I said, you are hurting the gas station people. He said, nah, I'm not, he's a rich man, I know. Okay. So I told him, never ever do this when I am with you. He said, oh, shut up. Raul, I've been to his house a couple of times. His mother was very nice, and she would, bring out a lot of food for me. The most interesting part was he had a big hawk, bird. That was his pet. And he told me that he is in trouble with the local authorities because exotic birds are not supposed to be kept within the city limits. I said, then? He said, yeah. Every time they come to check, and he's gone, He knows exactly what to do. And then when everybody is gone, he will come back. So he would often make the hawk. He had given him a name. I forgot the name. He would say, okay, sit here. So he would come and sit on my shoulder and nibble at my ear, scary, But before that, Raul will put a little piece of leather strip, so that his claws will not hurt me. That was a beautiful bird. It was about 3 or 3.5 years old, and very smart. He would say, go. So he would just zip, take off and go and park himself somewhere. And then he would say, come. And he would just, always watching him. Like we say that watching like a hawk, I knew exactly what it meant with this bird. So that's Raul, one of my many interesting, crazy, whatever kind of friends you call. I wish I could get in touch with him, but I don't even remember his last name. I think his last name was Gonzalez, but Raul Gonzalez are so many of them in San Francisco. He may be in San Francisco, he may be elsewhere, he may be in jail up for stealing petrol, who knows. But we had a lot of fun together. He would sing some Spanish songs and I would put Indian words to those notes and we would kind of la 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 do it together. A lot of fun, yeah. Good friend of mine. But he scared the hell out of me when he stole that petrol. Wouldn't that scare you too? Especially when you are a foreign student? Babare. That's all.